One, two, one, two. Let's go live, people. Let's go live. What's up, people? What's up, people? I'd like to thank you who are joining me right now. I see I got two on the line, but here we go with those two. We still got a show to bring, and we gonna bring it. So right off the bat, I'd like to let you know who I am. Asante Lucas, Edward Asante Lucas to be exact. And this is the Econ show. Now, Econ is let's say a short for what you would basically say economics. So right here on this show, we're going to be talking about economics. We're going to talk about the repercussions of not basically taking care of your economic situation, learning from each other, sharing, and bringing some real to it. So again, it's the Econ show. And basically, there's not going to be any calls today. We're going to have live chat, but the live chat is basically for people that already have a YouTube account. So anybody out there, those that know me know I got to have my coffee. But for those that's out there that need to get on their business tip, I really recommend getting a YouTube account, because that's going to help you with your demographic, who you're trying to reach out there. Also to people all across the world, be able to basically reach out to you. People that you never thought that you would encounter, you will through YouTube. So today, basically, we're just going to talk about what the Econ show is going to bring to the table. And hopefully over time we can bring people in that's doing something, that have some type of energy, some type of, let's say, some type of audacity to really go after what they want. And that's what the Econ show is all about. Right here is really just a labor of love. It's been a hard go, but we're going to make sure that we give the love, we spread the love, and we just continue and do what's right by each other, but moreover, do what's right by ourselves. And that will help us grow. So in a nutshell, let's begin. Today's show is basically just going to be 1 hour long. This is just basically a setup to let you know what the show is going to be encompassing over the next coming of months. This is going to be a ongoing process, an ongoing thing. We're going to make sure that, it's going to be the unadulterated truth from different perspectives and opinions. So I spoke to an author yesterday. Hopefully she's watching at the moment. And, she comes on and she tells us about her journey, about her intellectual property. And for those that want to explore being an author, hopefully she can bring her expertise to the table. So first off, a little bit about me. Edward Asante Lucas. The thing that brings me to this platform is that I've been on YouTube for maybe at least a good 5 years now. Been on here doing music videos, been on here doing some type of spoken word, or just doing some type of lecture, or doing something that's expressionary. I thought that I would bring this platform, bring it to you guys today on this platform, because I wanted to be a little bit more interactive. I wanted to be more interactive with intellectuals, and also on a platform like this, I know it would help me become more intuitive on what I'm trying to do. And maybe this can become a platform for others to, show off their gifts, show off their talents. So here at the Econ Show, where economics is basic, where economics is the fundamental to any society, this is what it's all about. Now, the Econ Show, again, is not pointed out to any specific demographic or alienating any other demographic. It's basically on the forefront of trying to, let's just look at it. I'm black. And the people that are the most deprived are black people. So I really want this to reach to those that look like me, not alienating anyone that's any other, persuasion. But when you look at it in the circumstances that we're in today, hey, we need a lot of help, and we need people that's coming with fresh ideas, that's coming with the right attitude and knowledge, wisdom, understanding, a perspective, fresh ideas. And that's what we need in the community in order to uplift ourselves from a sinkhole that continuously seems to be going deeper and deeper as society itself begins to decline. So you ask yourself, or you ask, is there any help? Is there any reason to do this? Well, it's a hell of a lot of a reason to do this. There's a major call for the ones that are awake to the problem. So if we just continuously just sit back and think of self, the problem will perpetuate, spread on to our children and our children's children. So while we still have breath in our body, I really think that it's imperative that we concentrate on what we can do now. I'm a spiritual man. I believe in the word of God. So I believe once we're gone from here, we are going to be asked what we did with our talents and the ability that he gave us. And if we wasted it all just chasing vanity, or just wasting it, period, we're going to have to answer to that. And that's going to be a bad day if you are asked, what did you do with the talents and the honor and the blessings that I gave you, and you did absolutely nothing? You got hell to pay. So that's what the Econ Show is about. And we're going to work out the kinks, man. You know what I mean? Just working out the kinks, working out the kinks. And let's see what's going on here. I got 3 listeners. I'm geeked, y'all. I'm geeked. So again, let me just start off and basically tell you where I came from and how I got to this platform. Let me take a drink of my coffee because we got like 45 minutes to go. Basically, how I came to this platform was this. All right. I always was like a creative child, a creative kid, a mischievous kid, some would say. Never did get into a lot of trouble. Never did get into any legal binds or anything like that. I was what you call a observationist. Since I had, or was the youngest of the bunch in the clan that I come from, I was able to sit back and not only understand their mistakes, but understand their triumphs. And there was a lot more triumphs than mistakes. But being the youngest of the clan that I come from, I was able to basically put together a roadmap for myself. Didn't quite always go how it was supposed to be, but I always kind of saw the ins and outs and the pitfalls of doing certain things and doing certain other things. So growing up as a child, I was more mischievous because being the youngest of the bunch, you find yourself basically becoming a loner, especially when there's an age gap. So that kind of almost made me who I am today, more of a type of guy that's more into what I'm trying to do, wanting to help, will go the extra mile. But at the same time, I realized now, as becoming an older man, that you can't always do too much more than you're able to do. You can't really spread yourself thin. But at a younger age, going through high school, middle school, high school, was a pretty good student, became into high school and didn't know quite what I wanted to do with myself by the time I got to the 11th and 12th grade. Now, this where things get tricky, because I'm not ashamed to tell you that I messed up so bad in high school that a brother almost didn't even graduate. Not because I wasn't smart, it's because the classes that I had were so boring to me that I really could not get myself really focused. So as you know, time started to pass by, time started to go. And by the time that I really figured out what I thought I wanted to do, it was too late to really get myself into what I would call a good school. Friends going off to state colleges and black colleges, historic colleges. Well, I didn't have the opportunity to do that. So I went to what you would call a community college. I know many of you know about it. And nothing's wrong with community colleges at all. It's just that when you see yourself doing something a little bit different, doing something a little bit more with your life, at that time you start to feel a little bit like a failure. So right at that time, I went into the private, I ain't gonna say the private sector. I went into the blue collar sector of the world. Began working at places like lumber yards, working at, electronic stores. Didn't have any direction with my life. And then one day at 18 and a half, 19 years old, my father said the words to me, and I'm gonna have to take a sip of coffee off of this one. My father said the words to me, "Don't wait on waiting." That's what changed my life. Don't wait on waiting. And he told me that, and it literally changed my life to the point where I said, you know what? I can't wait to do things that I want to do at that moment that I want to do them. So at that time, I started to take a little bit of initiative. Still was lost because I had no direction on what I really wanted to do. So happened, my cousin worked at a financial institution, which at the time was very, very small. I mean, this place did not, it was like the size of 2 big houses. It was a bank. Right now, this bank right now is a conglomerate. It's a huge bank known all over the country. I just don't want to say the name. So at that time, I was looking for a job, and my cousin let me know about the job. Put in the application. I really didn't want to work because I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do yet. You know what I'm saying? Still lost. Just like so many of our kids out here, totally lost. So filled out the application, was kind of waiting for some type of feedback, waiting for the people to call me. And my father one day, he said, "Hey boy, hey man, what's up? What's up with the job that you went and filled out the application for?" I said, "I'm waiting on them to call me." Pop said, "You waiting on waiting. Ain't nothing gonna happen if you wait on waiting." That changed my life to that very day. Changed my life to today. 20 years later. 20 years later. That's how powerful. I never heard as powerful words as I heard that day from anyone. Besides the words that I've seen in the Bible were more powerful. But those words right there changed my life. That's how important it is to have a father in your life. So going forward, Pop said, you can't wait on wait. I said, "You're right." I called the people, got up into the job, into the bank, started in the mail room, delivering mail, doing all types of odd jobs, going to go get coffee for the attorneys and the vice presidents of this small company. Did my job well there every day. Rain, sleet, or snow. Even walked if I had to. 18 and a half, 19 years old. But I had aspirations. I didn't want to stay in the mailroom. So I began to seek out ways I can grow with the company. I was in the mind state of, this is what you do. You work hard and you escalate your position. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's the only way that you succeed in life. You work hard and your position could be escalated. That's what I did. Before you know it, moved out the mailroom. Became an assistant loan analyst. Didn't quite like it. Went back to what I was doing in the mailroom. And sometime again, you make jumps. Sometimes you're not really quite ready for it. Even though with hard work, you got to really analyze what you want, because sometimes you can go forward and wish for something. You can't take that step back. Maybe you can put your foot in your mouth. But I had the ability to go back. I got some more work up under my belt, some more knowledge and more wisdom. This company began to grow. And what the funny thing was, as it started to grow, I was becoming more of a man. So at the age of 19, here I am, young, black, no college degree, nothing quite that stood me out from other people besides a work habit, a work ethic. So what happened was, through relationships and through my attitude, I got promoted. I got promoted to be a manager, supervisor at the age of 19 of this company that was soon to become a countrywide conglomerate bank. Here I am. I hate to say first when you say black, but I became the first black, the youngest black supervisor, manager of a major company as it was flourishing. That was something. And at that moment, I knew if I could do that, I could do anything. So I began to just move forward and keep going. And, throughout time, I moved up the ranks, and I wanted to do more in the financial industry, and I wanted to do more far as independently. But there's only so far I can go, because I had my mind set on being the leader, being the boss, being the top dog at this company. But I already know when it's not yours, you can only go so far. And it wasn't about money. It was just more about, I like to have control of my destiny. So hence, here we are now. I'm to a place, 38 years old, and full-fledged family, 3 children, and they're getting up there. They're growing every day, smart kids. But I'm to the point now, it's time I have to build something for them. So I come to the conclusion that what I'm going to build for them is something that they can carry on as a legacy through hard work, dedication, and not letting anyone tell them what they can't do. Put hard work into habit every day by example as they see me hustle and grind every day and invest into the company that I have chosen to do every single day. I know through that they will succeed. I will succeed. So I decided to create a company. The company is called, let me get my card here. If you guys can see that out there, Effigy Media Arts Company. And we got the email and the web address. You guys can go there if you want to give me a call. I see I got a couple people watching now, maybe 6. Yeah, I got 6. Sorry about that. I got 6 folks. So you need anything on that level, holler at me, and I'm going to let you know what Effigy Media Arts do. What Effigy Media Arts Company is an all-encompassing media arts platform where we not only do photography, videography, and mainly that's where people start at those 2 things. But we do web design, logo, graphic art design, meaning if you got a let's say for instance you got a business or you have some type of event going on and you need your graphic, we design that. I design that. That's we sit down together, we counsel, we go over what you're looking for, what you're trying to convey with the look and the style that you have in mind. We go over that and we do it, and it's just easy peasy as that. And also what I have incorporated now is live stream. Now I think live stream is actually the wave of the future because I know we're in a day of age where people wants to see people. People want to be involved and interactive. So now we also give the opportunity to people that's getting married, maybe conferences, business conferences, any type of event, reunions, anniversaries. Now we will come to you and we will give you a live streaming event. Whereas if family members or business constituents can't make it, they can watch the event live and direct. Simple as that. No hard work really involved in it. It just actually is something that a lot of people are not offering. And the people that are offering it actually are spending an arm and a leg for that type of service. So what I want to do is be able to offer service to people with a convenient budget wise plan. I don't want to price the people out of good service. And I think that's how you begin to establish a business. You don't want to price yourself out of the game. So that's basically what Effigy Media Arts is. And it became a part of what I wanted to do is because, number one, I believe in myself. Everybody out there should believe in their self. You should invest in yourself. You should have so much confidence in yourself, even though it may waver sometimes, because you may not get the support from people that you thought you would get the support from. So you look at me right now. I got 5 views. I got 5 viewers, and I don't care. I would like to have like a 1,000 in front of that. Now I'm down to 4. You know what I'm saying? But you have to do what you have to do in order to succeed. And if you do not do anything, nothing's going to happen. If I did absolutely nothing, those 4 would be 0 today. And that's where life is all about. I see so many times, and I advertise through Facebook and I advertise through word of mouth, but I see so many people, they complain about their life every single day, and they say that they're doing something, and they absolutely doing nothing but complaining. They're spinning their tires, they're acting, and they're scared to invest in what they say they want to do. How can you do anything in life if you do not invest in it? How can you accomplish anything in life if you do not go after it? How can you even feel like a grown man, a grown woman, and you can't even put the real true time and effort into something that you say you want? Then it must not mean nothing to you. Absolutely means nothing to you. And as I get older, I start to lose respect for people. Don't mean I don't love you. Excuse me, people. Don't mean that I don't love you. I love you. I'm just losing respect because you don't respect time. So how can I respect you? Time is something that we think we all got, but we do not have it. Time is a blessing, and we're here to utilize time to its full potential, or we're going to not only just lose out on life, we're going to lose out on God's blessing. And once it's gone, he's going to give it to somebody else. So why not use and utilize your time for something that is greater than yourself? And the best thing to do is invest in your dream. I don't even like to say that word dream. I say the best thing to do is invest in your talent. Invest in yourself. Invest in your future for your children. Now, I don't see anything wrong with actually having a job and working at a company, because many of us will do that, have done that, and are going to, retire from a job that we have worked for 20, 30, 40 years. I don't see anything wrong with that. The only thing I do see something wrong with is if all we are invested in is in that. You have to have something outside of that, in my opinion, that you're invested in, that consists of you, consists of what you have as far as your talent. Just because I've seen people that have left here and they had absolutely nothing in the tank because it was all given away to someone else for 40 years. And when the time was over for them, they couldn't get anything from what they put in to the bucket for 40 years. I don't want to be that person. So I really believe the first step of becoming your own man, own woman, is find what you're good at, what you don't mind getting up every day and doing, and invest in that, whatever it may be. It was once said, and I believe that it is true, that it takes over 100,000 to 150,000 hours of doing what you put in your mind that you want to do into before you can become successful. So you have to actually put a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of work into it, or, number one, it ain't going to happen. So you got to invest, number one, time. That's number one. Number two, You have to invest your resources. If you have a job, cool. If you have a job, good. I have one. But at the same time, take those resources after you take care of your responsibilities to maintain a household, maintain your home. Invest into your company or your craft or your skill. That's number 2. You have to invest. Number 3, not only do you invest in your skill and things that you're going to need to accomplish that go as far as materials and whatever it may be. Maybe you're a makeup artist. You got to invest in makeup, in brushes and all that type of stuff. But you have to invest in the knowledge. You have to invest in people that are actually doing it or have the same like mind. So you have to invest, not only you can't honestly become an island, but you have to incorporate yourself with people that have a like mind. Maybe not on the same level as what you want to do professionally, but with the same outlook on life. That's important. And when you out here on your own, I tell you, it could be a lonely game. Because the wheat will separate itself from the tare. God himself has a way of separating you from people, places, and things. Now, I'm no saint. I don't want to sound like I'm an old saint here. But what I'm saying is God will start to separate you from people and places. Things that you used to enjoy and things that you used to like to do, you will start to have a different outlook on your life, showing like, I'm changing. And if I continue to hang around this group or hang around these people or hang around this atmosphere, it ain't going to do nothing but stunt my growth. I'm not going to be mentally stimulated. I'm going to be mentally drained because I'm giving all my resources as far as my life, blood, my thoughts, my ideas, to people or a person that's a sinkhole. You're sowing your seeds amongst rocks and thorns and nothing will grow. So you have to start to separate yourself from negative thinking people. That's never going to accomplish anything. And that's okay. They're not going to accomplish anything. They're going to accomplish exactly what they're doing now. They're just going to become talkers. They're not going to be doers. They're going to talk themselves to death. And I refuse to be talked to death. So basically it just comes down to this. When this on the road to success, on the path of doing anything that you figure is going to be conducive to your future, it might become a very, very, very long journey alone. So get used to that and get used to that idea. But at the end, you will start to see that it all was worth it. You're going to start to see the time that you had thought that you was losing by actually being included. You're getting more done. You're starting to rise. You're starting to become a champion. Your ideas are starting to flow. Your luck is starting to turn around. And now you're becoming into a space where it's hard for regular people to get into. So you become a superhuman. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm a superhuman because I'm going to tell you what makes me superhuman and what makes people like you superhuman that actually do what they say they're going to do. It's hard to do. That's what it is. That's why it's hard to do the right thing. It's not easy to do the right thing. It's very hard to do the right thing. I might have the strength to knock down a brick wall right now, but that don't make me stronger than a man that can control his mind, that can control his actions, guide his feet in a way that is prosperous. So everybody out there, that got something on their mind to do, to accomplish, you better get to it. And that's what it comes down to. So when I made the decision to start the company, I really did not have a whole lot of people to grab from. I have one or two people that I in my life that I can really talk to, that gives me some sound advice, and especially the author, the young lady that's the author. We talk pretty frequent, and hopefully she will, join me on the show tomorrow. You know who you are. We talked yesterday, but we'll rub ideas off of each other or just listen. So you gotta you gotta find a person like that that's able to give you good insight, and you able to give them good insight. So again, I didn't have too many resources to pull from as far as in the direction of starting something of my own and building. So this is where the show is actually coming from. The show is a spawn of the business that I'm doing, not only just to attract people to the business that I'm doing, but also to give insight to people that want to do something on their own, and they need a like-mind resource or a hub to get started. So that's why Effigy Media Arts Company exists, for those reasons and a couple of more. And again, I really like to thank you for joining me, coming on in today. We don't have open call. Next week we will have that. We'll have open call, and I suggest everybody again that looking to get into business or do some type of business, create you a YouTube channel. I think you really would see the benefits or reap the benefits of that, because you reach a wide audience, especially if what you're trying to do is not just stationary in a local area. You will reach people from Europe, Africa, South America, all of North America, and you'll be surprised. You will be surprised who reaches out to you and say thank you for your product, your service, your advice. And so I really appreciate that, the ones that have or are joining me today. So again, what we're going to be doing this week coming, I'm not for sure if we have a guest lined up, but I want to talk about that day. School. Is it necessary to actually go to college now? The atmosphere that we're in today, economically, socially, is what are the benefits of college now? Is college actually, is it a waste of money now? What are the benefits? What are the pitfalls? What is the long outlook of the country or the world as far as marketability for yourself when you graduate school, if you do? I know that a lot of people are still struggling with student debt, and they've been out of school for a long time. And is it, these are educated people, these are good people, but at the same time still have debt hanging over their head where they really cannot get to the next level because they still $60,000 in the hole, and they're over 30 years old. So that's what I think that's an important show that needs to be talked. I think that needs to be talked about. So I believe this is going to be next week's show. Have some statistics out there and out there that's ready. Hopefully I can have a college graduate or a college attendee on the line, or at least here in the studio. Also, not only just things about school or things on the effect of financial matters. Also things concerning, like, per se, the Flint water crisis, the socio-economic climate of black people, why we do not invest, or why we do not really support, why does our dollar does not circulate in our communities more than 6 hours after we get it. Like in the Jewish community, the dollar circulates, they say, roughly 12 times before it leaves that community, meaning that they support each other. They're supporting their businesses. They're supporting their ideals. That way, they're still have the ability to have their own communities of empowerment. So I want to talk about these types of things, but I want to not just talk about them because they are important. They are important, but we kind of all know that these problems exist. But I want to talk, and I want to bring people on that's actually going to do something. I don't want to just talk to people just to be talking. You know, I can get on my phone and just talk to people just to be talking. I don't want to just talk to you to be talking. I want to talk to somebody that got some solutions, that's actually doing something. I don't want to talk to no whiners or no criers, because I'm going to get in that tail. And I mean, that's just how I am. I'm going to get in that tail. I'm going to be honest and forthcoming in truth and straight with you, because ain't nobody got time to be playing around. You know, ain't nobody got no time to be playing around out here. You know, it's more of the fact that you're gonna make a difference, or you just gonna shut up and live your life and, be honest, die at this point. Because I hate to be blunt, but that's all you are, just a clanging cymbal. So these are the issues I want to not just talk about. These are the issues that we need to do something about. And just because you black don't mean I'm on your side. You know, I don't care actually if you black or not, because some of the people that I know, the most laziest people I know, are black people. And and I'll be honest with you, they lazy because it's easy to be lazy. It's easy to complain. And that's just the truth. I take it as you want to say it or see it, but it's easy to be lazy. I don't see other communities out here. Really, we can't afford to be lazy. We have to build something for our children. We have nothing to give them, nothing but debt. All we have to really tell them after they get out of high school is, all right, you go ahead and you go to school. This is how I laid out for us. Okay, you go ahead and go to school. You go to school for your 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. You get all this debt. Okay, now you go and get out and you get this job that you really don't want. Now you're going to be stuck at this job for the next 30, 40 years trying to pay it. And hopefully you happy. No. What about raising some entrepreneurs? What about saying, hey, son, hey, daughter, what is it that you really like to do? All right, son or daughter, does this consist of you actually having to go to school for? Maybe a certification. Maybe some type of skill training. Maybe something along those lines. You know what I'm saying? And support them on that. And nourish them on that, and invest in their idea, because you never know. That's the same thing that would happen with Walmart. The guy that created Walmart, he basically it was basically a military thrift store, and the military basically went there, bought their their clothes, their food, and whatnot. He invested in it more. It was so small, it was smaller than a corner store. Next thing you know, after investment, after investment, after investment, it began to grow, steamrolling. Look at Walmart. Look at Walmart now. So the only way a lot of things that can happen for us is if we invest in ourselves, invest in the people that you say you want to be a part of. If you out here saying that Black Lives Matter, if you out here saying that you believe in black people, if you out here saying that we should support black people, don't be afraid to pay a black person then. You know what I'm saying? If you got something in your heart far as saying, hey, black people need to do this and that, go support a black person then. Just quit talking about it. And so I'm tired of talking. It's all about doing. So really, that again is what the conclusion of the matter is. And this is why I'm here. And I presume that we might have some heated discussions. I'm not an opinionated person. I try to draw everything that I talk about or everything that I do from a factual experience. And if I'm open to be learned, to be taught from a more learned person on a position. Also, I'm going to talk about, this presidential election coming up. The reason why I don't vote. I'm not a voter. I kind of don't see the reason to vote. I mean, I can understand the reason why people vote, as far as people of color, but I don't understand why they think I don't understand why they forget that the Republicans and the Democrat are two wings on the same bird. It was never balanced out for people of color. We have to kind of realize that race is still an issue, and it always will be an issue. It will never go away. Voting, in my opinion, is just a exercise of your feet. That's it. Because presidential elections are, as we all know, those are. But as time goes on, we're really starting to see the secret and the lies that have been pulled over our faces. We're starting to see that these presidential elections are fixed. They're all a hoax, and they're all just a formality. Whoever's going to win is picked already. Your interest and your agenda is not really the interest of the country per se. So, I believe that you have control over your life and the decisions that you make. I don't look down on anybody or condemn them for, how they live their life or what they do. It's just more of the fact that I know what I don't do, and I have good reason, historical reasons to back that up. So we will talk about that and move forward. So as we conclude tonight, this was just the preamble of showing the reason why Econ Radio or Econ show exists, why I'm here. And it's basically just to bring a voice of truth, some economic empowerment, and to help those that are out there trying to do something, not just run your mouth, but you're actually out there. Your hands are getting dirty. You're doing what you need to do to establish something of value, something that will contribute not to just black society, but to all society, a service, something that's promising. I brought this on here to be a hub for those people. We have to glorify, and we have Are we back on? Are we back on? I think we lost internet. Yes, people. Let's see if we get back in here. Yes, people. I think we lost a little internet signal. I think it went down real quick. I think we back. I was getting a little turned up, people. I was getting turned up. I think the internet said, "Hold on, you're heating up the wires, boy. You're heating up the wires." So yeah, again, on the next show, what we'll be doing again is we'll be talking about the importance of college, and again, I really do believe for those viewers that have went to college and are going or whatnot, not down in that, because I do believe that college is a great experience. I really wish that I had more of an opportunity to actually go away and experience some independent life being an 18, 19, 20-year-old person. I don't want to knock it because I know it's a hell of a benefit to be able to have that experience, forge lifelong relationships that not only help you become who you are, but also at the same time, may help you in the future as far as those connections. But I do believe if you're gonna go to school, I really think you need to go with a clear-cut agenda, not just to be wasting your time. Not in this day and age where we are. You have to have a clear-cut agenda, because now time is ever so much money now at this point that you almost cannot, you can't afford to waste one moment nowadays on just doing something just because it is the way it always has been. So while I'm approaching older age and a wiser outlook on life, everything has to be at this point done for a reason. So if you're just going just to be going, then you're just kind of almost wasting time, in my opinion. That's why I want to bring people in to maybe enlighten me on reasons why. Buddy of mine said he can't get on. Hopefully you're online now. Hopefully you're able to see or watch. But I only, again, wanted to do this show for 1 hour today or tonight, just as a preamble or a prequel or to what we're going to do here and what this show was all about. For those that came along, let's see here. I got 3 watching. I'm telling you, hey, do not let things like this discourage you. For people out there that's doing something, a lot of times it takes so much and it takes a long time to climb a hill. But don't be discouraged by your low numbers or your low sales or you don't get no support like a child in court. That's all right. Keep on doing what you're doing, because only the strong will prevail. Only those that have faith will prevail. Only those that believe will prevail. And that's true in anything that you do. If you do not believe in it, don't expect anybody else to believe in it. So with that being said, people, thanks for coming to the Econ show. And we'll be going further. We'll be going deeper. And we'll be going longer than anybody else. Until then, I say keep God first, family second, and you third. And in that order, you should never be last, because the last is always made first. Thank you for joining me for the first Econ show. Hey, till the next time, I get with you. One love. Peace.